All right, hello. This is Olive.K and Lily Cat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am Lily, and I I'm interested in a whole lot of things. Like like we're gonna be talking about like food and nutrition, and maybe a little bit of exercise and life goals, like just life in general and goals and plans we have. One of the things
Right.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
interested in lately is kind of like DNA and genetics and stuff, like the biology kind of stuff.
Aw, interesting.
And I've been trying to get into programming for like the longest.
I'm just an olive. Olive. Okay. I like to stream things, yell at children for money, and live like an out of touch monarch. Anyways, yeah, I stream and do stuff, and my name is Olive Dotkay. You can find me on any social media with that name as Olive Dotkay. And I take it to you, Lily. What is the first topic you want to have a back and forth on? How do you feel? Which one?
So, the first one I want to talk about is kind of just food and nutrition.
Oh, really? Nice, nice. Where would you like to start?
All right. So, I've been looking into I've been looking a lot into like nutrition in general, like because I want to become basically vegetarian and then vegan at some point.
Oh, yeah, in stages. It's not easy. You
Yeah.
gotta do it responsibly. Okay,
So
so where do you want to start first?
so
Yeah.
I want to start with something like basic, like making like pizzas. I've been making sandwiches and salads,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I
Okay.
previously I've been using a lot of meat products because that's what the homeowner typically buys here. But
Hold on. Are you there?
yeah,
You're not saying anything. You gotta be active.
all right.
So,
So the the meats that I would typically use is like ham, um, like deli meats,
okay.
ham and
Mhm.
turkey and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'd also make tuna salad sandwiches.
Oh,
But
fatty.
you've mentioned that I might be able to use something to replace the tuna in the sandwich.
Oh yes. Would you like me to tell you or tell? I Okay. You're working. Would you like me to tell you what I suggested you yesterday?
Yes, please.
You can actually substitute tuna with jackfruit. All you have to do is look up a simple recipe on how to flavor jackfruit to taste like tuna. And in the case of tuna salad sandwiches, it's all in the matter of making this jackfruit taste like the tuna. Then you add in the mayo, mix it up, then all of a sudden you can make your tuna salad sandwich guilt free, vegan friendly,
Yeah.
as God intended.
Yeah, I really gotta do that because, like, if I could do that and then have some replacement for the meat with the sandwiches, that gets rid of my breakfast and lunch meat eating habits. Like, my
And that's
breakfast and
great.
lunch would be covered in terms of that.
Yeah, and I have a can right here. And if you want, I could actually make this for my YouTube channel. As you know, I like
Ooh,
to make food.
yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be great. Hey, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. It's coming.
And then let's see, what else? I know that I went this one time I went to this restaurant and
Mm-hmm.
they had these basically boneless wing alternatives, which was fried cauliflower. So it had like sweet Thai chili sauce, and that was really good.
Mm-hmm. Continue. Continue. You don't have to stop.
I also want to make that. I tried to make it once, and it did work, but it didn't turn out. It didn't turn out.
Although I'm trying to take requests whenever I can, get some inspiration going, right? And but for the most part, I like to cook what I would describe as simple meals with a few ingredients. So I don't spend too much time in the kitchen. I really love the idea of just, making something that doesn't have a bunch of crazy ingredients that drives up the cost, right? Guys, wouldn't you like to have a good meal and afford to do it at the same time? We can have both, right?
Yeah, that would be nice. Good, delicious, cheap meals.
Cheap meals are the best meals. Let me tell you something. The most
Oh,
fucking food I.
you kind of cut out
Hmm?
there.
1 second, 1 second. The most authentic. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the most authentic Mexican food I've had recently has been from a food truck, not from a restaurant.
Food truck.
Like, yeah, the most legitimate tacos, right? The most filling burritos. You know what I'm talking about, guys. The loaded fries have been life changing.
Oh, yeah. When I lived in New Jersey, uh, me
Mm-hmm.
and me and someone I'm dating, we both went to
Mm-hmm. Oh, you
this.
date? No way.
we like broke up, but then we got back together.
Mm-hmm. Re. Mm-hmm.
But we went to this like really nice Mexican restaurant where they had these tacos that they'd like have
Yeah.
they'd have like the lime squeezed on them. It was like
Mm-hmm.
it was really
Yeah, no,
delicious.
I know what you're talking
And one
about.
of them had like pineapple with it.
What, like a salsa?
It no, like it just had pineapples, cut up pineapples on it.
May I ask, was it pork or al pastor?
It was I think we got both of those.
Yeah, nice,
And that was
nice.
so good.
Tr- from my experience, pineapple's usually added with pork.
Pork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
But anyways, let's move. Okay, okay. Let's move on to a different topic here because we put some time in, right?
Yeah. I do want to mention though,
What's up?
I have made some baked mac and cheese before with like two or three
From
different
scratch?
yeah, with like two or three different cheeses, and that turned out really good. I think it was I think it was ever so slightly drier than I would like, but like other than that, it turned out really good.
Nice, nice. You have one moment. So you make the bechamel from scratch?
Let's see. I got the oh, what is it? I had to mix like I think flour with cheese, like melted cheese, and
Or combined it gives you a nice flavor, like a little smoky,
I wonder if there's a
and
way
it
to
just,
make that cheese like at home. Like,
of course, there's plenty of recipes. You use a blender. Um, I haven't put the time into it essentially, but you can look it up. Popular cheese recipes, excuse me, they use cashews as the base actually because they're fatty.
cashews.
Nuts are the cashew nut is very fatty, and that's important to make a good cheese.
The cheese.
But yeah, guys, it's entirely possible to enjoy cheese without dairy. And we're not talking about flavorless slop. We're talking about good tasting cheese. Whichever cheese you like, there's chances are there's a vegan version of it.
All right. So the next topic, if
Mm-hmm.
if you want to, so this one was food and nutrition. So the next one
Mm-hmm.
will be more like exercise.
Okay. Where would you like to start from?
I'd like to start with just mentioning that I walk a lot all the time.
Cardio. Do you do something referred to as zone 2 cardio?
Zone 2 cardio? What is
It's any type
that?
of cardio that exceeds walking speed.
So basically, when I walk around,
Like
I
a like a really fast walk or a jog, for example.
yeah, I basically like walk pretty fast and I'll kind of
Okay. How
alternate.
to other people? Just compare yourself to yesterday or a month or a year ago.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's about trying to improve yourself, you know, whenever you can. And there we go. Would you like me to start with my exercise?
yes. Yeah.
Oh, nice. How lovely. Anyways, I personally do cardio as well. I walked, I want to say about 90 minutes or so. I went to a grocery store on the other side of town. I picked up some Korean food because I am a weeb. I love Korean food quite a bit. But I also got, while I was out, I picked up a slice of pizza for about $1.25, which is a steal. And I also got a drink alongside it. It was $1. And that's like 225. That's basically that's fair for food, right? Right?
Yeah.
But so when I don't do cardio, I like to do compound exercises. For example, I do the squats, I do the deadlifts, and pretty soon I'm going to invest money into a barbell, which is going to assist me on my journey to lift up to my total body weight, which is going to help me overall. Now I'm experimenting with isolation exercises with my core. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm not entirely confident right now to tell you what I do regularly to improve my core strength, right? But I remember waking up in the morning not too long ago feeling like my lower back muscles were weak. Now I'm not damaged, of course, but you got to be able to wake up in the morning and feel great, right? So I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to fix that weak lower back. That's what happens when you sit a lot. If you work a job where you sit and you don't move a lot, it's super important to work on your core strength when exercising. In my opinion, you can look up guides if you want, but if you're asking me, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, right? You play video games a lot. You work in and out. You know, um, I want to mention to you that growing up, I have had plenty of opportunities to go rock climbing, tree climbing, so I'm used to pulling up my body weight. Um, I left my climbing equipment at my parents' house, unfortunately, or I would still have it. I mean, admittedly, it'd be a little small because, teenager. But yeah, I used to like doing that a lot. And I think it's incredible when you climb a very difficult rock. Well, in my case, if you climb a really steep um, rock climbing section, you get up to that top and you look down, you feel good. It feels
Oh,
wonderful. It's like you accomplished something big.
that reminds me. Um, so
Accomplished.
so
Accomplished.
I mentioned that I went swimming, right?
Yep, yep.
So the place I went to swimming to is like it's like a kind of river waterfall like area, and it's like
Mhm.
it's the water that comes from a mountain and then like drips down into the
Okay,
river.
a runoff.
And
Mhm.
there's a lot of like rocky areas there. So I do a lot of like more safe, probably not the safest ever place, but I'm being pretty safe about it. But like there's some like rocks and stuff that I'll like climb around there.
Nice, nice. So you like to climb rocks, huh? And you
Yeah,
like to go outside in nature?
yeah. I like going to trails and stuff.
Wow. Hey, have you heard about the man versus bear debate?
The man
You
versus bear
know, you're
debate.
walking down. Let me paint you as a feminine person.
I don't
How do
think I
you
would want to
feel?
go near a bear. Like
Interesting.
I
Okay.
I yeah, bear. The idea of going near a bear, if it's especially if it's like a grizzly bear, sounds terrifying.
What do you feel that the bear feeds on humans or what?
Well, I don't know how the bear would react, but especially if you have food, that might make the bear um, want to take that food from you.
Well, that's with any wild animal, wouldn't you say? Even your basic dog and cat would
Yeah,
love to be around you if you have food.
but a dog or a cat can't rip me to shreds like a bear could. It's like
Well, listen,
I c-
if a bear doesn't have experience with humans, 9 times out of 10 it will run away because it's scared. It's more scared of you than you are of it. Okay? Fear is an illusion. It holds you back. So the thing is about this man versus bear debate is it's a trick question, honestly, to tell you the truth. The bear doesn't matter in the conversation, right? We live in a world full of humans. Okay? It's a trick question because the real question is why do women feel unsafe around men? Why does it seem like every woman knows an aggressive man? I'm trying to keep it PG, by the way, but an aggressive man that likes to inappropriately go after women, but no men know a guy who does that to women. Does that make sense? Are
I
you there?
in
Oh,
majority,
there you are.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so my point of asking that is, like men and guys can um learn a few things from that question, like like I said, why do women feel unsafe around men? Why is it that when a woman um says she was attacked by a bear, you believe her, but when she says she was attacked by a man, you're like, well, oh really? Are you actually her? Or you know what I mean? They'll doubt her, right? In many cases, right? I
Yeah.
know personal friends who've been a victim of an attack and nobody believes her and it just doesn't feel right if you were attacked, right?
One of the search engines that I use specifically is a it's like cataloged or whatever by using AI to find like the best research that I can find. Basically, like all the research online can be found there because it's like organized in one place. So, whereas if I like searched it on Google or something, I would not be able to as easily find that information because like all these other sources are there, or it might just not show it, and it's like it just doesn't show all the information. It like it cuts things out. It blocks certain information.
Okay.
So like I definitely see like a lot of
Game, have it have a set number, a level progression system, various item types, various enemy types, NPCs that give you things to do with the game, and then you package it up with an interesting story, and there you go.
yeah. Like
I think
yeah,
I just described like every RPG ever, but yeah, go ahead.
I want to yeah, I want to experiment with my games. I don't want to worry about making some like perfect game. I just want to experiment and like see what happens because that's where like the most fun comes in is just that's where like most of the good game mechanics came in. It's like they had a good idea and then they experimented and made it like actually super fun.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Um, do you agree with me when I say that all art is derived from other sources of art?
All art is derived from it has to come from somewhere.
Yes. So we don't exist in a vacuum. In fact, we have history to call back on. And in the case of art, you know, we started with pixel video games, very limited, like 16-bit, I believe, or 8-bit, right? 8-bit, right? But if
Yeah.
you look at video games today, or today, if you look at video games today, um, they're basically up to 4K resolution. Many video games can hit 120 FPS. They've got these massive worlds to explore, always online. That and Castle Wolfenstein. Those two games are up there in terms of how much effect and influence they have over video game making, right? And
yeah.
that's just one example, right? So that's why I say like art is derived from other sources of art because we build upon, right? If you make a video game and then I play that video game and I go, "Oh, I like that game, but maybe I could add a little this, a little that to that game," and then I essentially transform your game into something greater than what it was previously, right? And it's not me stealing stealing your baby or your creation. It's me taking your creation and elevating it up to the next logical place.
Yeah. It's it's kind of like how language evolved. We started with
Exactly.
we started
Think
with like
about
pictures
Latin.
and symbols
Oh,
and
hieroglyphs.
then it
And then at
became
some point, you know, Latin. Remember, English is the branch. Think of a branch or a tree, right? English, along with German, French, Italian, are all branches connected to the same tree, which is connected to the root, and the root language is Latin.
yeah.
Now, why do you think when you go to the doctor, they speak in what feels like this funny, made up terminology, right? They're speaking in Latin. Many, many medical terms are indeed Latin terms or in Latin, right?
Yeah.
It essentially means taking pleasure in the discomfort or losses of other people, right? The suffering of others, right?
Well,
If you take pleasure, no, let me give you an example, okay? Hear me out. For example, my team, the Lakers, did not make it out of the playoffs. They did not get to the finals. Why? Because they got destroyed by the Denver Nuggets. Now, if a Denver Nuggets fan must be happy, right? Because they're like, we destroyed your Lakers. That's
yeah.
an example of Schadenfreude. They're taking pleasure off of my team being defeated, right? Now, why didn't I say an English word for what I just described?
Hmm.
Because there are no English words to describe that.
Yeah.
There's no one easy to say word to describe what I just said to you.
Yeah,
So
you'd
I
have to make
had
a
to go
sentence.
to a German. I had to go and grab a German word to describe what I just told you.
Yeah.
So that's an example of, letting other languages help you in life. So there, you there?
Yeah.
But that's basically it.
Yeah,
That's my
that's
example.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm looking into learning German is because I want to learn about those words and different ways to express things that aren't used in that aren't typical in English. Like I feel like
Yes, because
if I
we
learned
have
German
limitations.
and I learned French, I would have the kind of objective and complex. I'd have the more like objective side of the German language and also those like interesting compound words. And then in French, I would have more of the like abstract, creative kind of languaging. And I think
Mm-hmm.
even in English, just by learning those languages, I would get better at speaking in English even.
Yes, it expands your mind, lets you think in different ways. It is nice.
Yeah.
Now that that I try to set time for people that I care about so that I appreciate that you were able to follow through with it because, when you do what you say, that's important to me.
Yeah. You gotta keep your word. Yeah.
Could you help us out and kind of briefly name the two subjects so far of importance to you?
The two subjects of importance, like the
Yeah.
goals,
Yeah,
or
goal. Sorry. Yeah, two goals. So you're on goal number 2, but could you remind us
okay, so
what was the first one called and then what is the one you're currently talking about?
the first goal
Like briefly.
is mindfulness and knowledge and wisdom. Basically, just improving my.
Mindfulness is the first one,
Yeah,
knowledge/wisdom's the second, right?
yeah. And then the
Okay,
third
okay,
one
continue.
is management, like actually having structure to what I'm doing, but not too much
Mhm.
structure. Like a kind of balance of
Enough
structure.
enough to give you a path planning, but at the end of the day, you actually have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little bit of planning. Like, we kind of,
Of course, I'm helping. I'm trying my best, to make you comfortable because if you're comfortable, then it will show when we rewatch parts of it after we're done here, and you will see in your voice how you carry yourself and how you communicate.
yeah,
It
I feel
makes
a
it
lot,
helpful.
I feel a lot more comfortable this time than the last time we talked on the stream. Like, I can
Yeah,
tell.
that's good. That's good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Why do you think I'm always willing to be patient with you? Right? Am I?
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, I think it's super cool. I like that you are stepping up and that we call it that. I will misgender Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can find me on there. Um, I mostly like cat posts, so if you post anything cat related to me, I 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna click the like because I'm a sucker for cats. But every so often I get into this mode where I start replying and whew, we might have to make a reaction video where you look into my replies because a lot of them might surprise you. So yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can check out my YouTube, Twitch. If you, I live in California, by the way, guys, Pacific Standard Time. So if you are around at night, you can catch me there too, at least for the short period of time during the heat wave. And then I do have a Discord. I've already told you, Hollywood City. I don't really invite random people via description, but if you want, I'm gonna give you ideas. I'm gonna motivate you. I'm gonna give you that friendly push.
Yeah.
Yeah, checking the cash. But yeah, it's good. Life is good. Your goals are good. And we're gonna wrap this up. So, are you ready to turn things off? And we'll double check the quality after we get off.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, make sure you drink water. I'm done. What do you have to say?
Oh, I should get water. It's also dinner time.
Cool. So you gonna end it off with a goodbye or whatever?
Yeah. Bye, meow.
Bye. Don't fall down.